You will never reach your dreams. Have you given into that, or are you still holding on? See, there's fine print that was definitely here the whole time for a reason. Ask yourself a question: what do you actually have to lose by chasing your dreams? Here's the thing, your dreams are yours and yours alone. The small ones, the embarrassing ones, the ones that feel too big to even speak about with people in your life. They belong to you only, and nobody can cultivate them but you. You have 3 things you can do with them: act on them, share them, or let them fade away. Let's assume you've never acted on a dream or shared it in any way, maybe because you feel this dream is too embarrassing or too challenging to reach. Months and years will pass, and all of a sudden, eventually, you'll be wondering what could have been. Certainly, this feeling isn't as uncomfortable as the feeling of failure, right? The idea isn't you might never actually reach your dreams, why try? But rather, you might never actually reach your dreams, why not try? We get so caught up in our heads when it comes to our dreams and goals. We have to stop. There are so many reasons we come up with to not do a thing. I'm embarrassed by it, it's too challenging, what if I fail, what if my mom doesn't approve? We make these things up to justify not taking any action. If you're putting off dreams because you're embarrassed by them, please do yourself a favor and forget about those potential thoughts from others and from yourself. Anybody who looks down on the dreams of others isn't a dreamer themselves, and you can just feel bad for them because it must suck to live and think like that. If you're putting off dreams because they're too challenging in some way, maybe you could use a shift in your mindset. Try taking that dream and breaking it up. If you're trying to become a great athlete, for example, you don't just start out with that skill and athleticism, you earn it practice by practice. We get really caught up in the end goal without actually thinking about the massive amount of time in the middle, making small steps to actually reach that goal. Maybe an extension of this is you feeling like you can't possibly chase a dream because you lack the resources. Time, money, these things are pretty important. Some of us have money and no time, and some of us have time and no money. Maybe you're feeling like you have neither. We're all lacking something, and dreams aren't waiting. Perhaps it would be better to start where you can instead of not starting at all. We think about failure all wrong too. Failure isn't a byproduct of doing a bad job, it's a tool that you use to get things right the next time. We have to stop thinking of failure as the end-all be-all. It's like a lottery ticket for success. You have enough, eventually you'll hit the jackpot. These barriers to entry are the biggest reasons why, yeah, many people never will reach their dreams. It isn't a literal impossibility, we have just collectively made the mistake of too early branding it as such. When I was a kid, I dreamed of being a YouTuber. My parents had this camcorder that was enormous and I loved it. It had a tactical hand strap and a flip-out screen for only the most hardcore videographers like myself, of course. I remember me and my friends would run around the house in the yard filming each other doing the absolute stupidest things we could imagine. We actually did upload these things to YouTube too. Luckily in middle school, I had the sense to erase all evidence of this channel, but nowadays I wish I still had it so I could laugh at myself. Even as I got older, I loved the idea of making videos, and I always thought if I made videos that could impact even a handful of people, I would consider myself a really lucky man. But honestly, the age of influencers kind of scared me off. I didn't really feel comfortable telling people I essentially wanted to be a content creator. I feel like there's a negative stigma that can sometimes come with that term. I also felt like making engaging videos that people care about might be too high of a bar for someone like me to reach. There are just so many people more talented at filming, animating, and editing than I am. I'm just an ordinary guy, so I didn't pursue it. And a good few years passed during and after college, and eventually I just thought, you know, what do I have to lose? The people who really care will support me, and I know I can learn to handle the challenge. Nothing else really matters anyway. I became comfortable with my dream, and although I thought I was late, in the grand scheme of things, I have plenty of time left to chase it. I stopped thinking impossible and, just added a little potentially in there. And I'm doing it now, or trying anyway, still with imperfections and limitations. The funny thing is, those scary ideas I was worried about didn't manifest at all. My mom even shares my videos with her friends. Sure, I'm not expecting it to always be a walk in the park, but all of my concerns when it came to chasing this dream were all just in my head. If we let those things go, we can start really making magic happen. I mentioned that I didn't think I had what it took to make YouTube videos because I felt too ordinary. Everyone who has ever done something of value started out as ordinary. The only difference is the risks they had the confidence to take. Just because you moved past these barriers to entry though, doesn't guarantee things will work out. Yeah, you still might fail, even if you feel like you're doing everything right, and the reality of that sucks. The good news is, it's much better to look back and say that you really gave it your all than to wonder what could have been. Not only has everyone who has ever done something of value been ordinary at some point, but they've also failed time and time again. Not only all of this, but that journey that you took down the road of following your failed dream just might lead you to a different road and a different dream that you never knew existed until you took the first few steps down the initial path. So yes, act on them, good. Let them fade away, bad. What about sharing your dreams? I've heard it said that you shouldn't share your dreams with folks because, hey, what if it doesn't come true? Then you'll just be laughed at. And I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. Yeah, you probably don't need to share your wildest dreams with everyone you meet, but I do think that letting the people you love and trust the most in on your dreams can be really beneficial, no matter how outlandish. Those people can be a really great source of reason and support. I want my last point on this subject to look like this. Dreams aren't everything though. Through my time wasted when it came to my dream of being a YouTuber, I still lived a life I was happy with and am now proud of. If we're looking at our dreams to completely fix our lives, I think we're missing the point just a little bit. There's a lot more to life than just your dreams and goals for the future. It's easy to take for granted the little things you have today, right now, that make life special, especially when we're hyper fixated on what's coming tomorrow. Chase your dreams, but don't forget to stop and appreciate today while you're at it. You will potentially never reach your dreams. Don't forget about that potentially, it changes everything. Dreams reached or not, if you tried, you lived. And through all of this, what if, and stay with me here, what if they actually do come true? I guess there's only one way to find out.